Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm doing a bit of a sort out of my craft junk really. It's a mad collection of half done craft projects, lots of fabric that I'm potentially going to do some sewing with at some point in my life, and then just random bits of stuff. So there's a lot of Christmas related craft stuff that I'm just going through, some travel leaflets that my sister sent me. Oh yeah, I have this scarf which has a zebra on it, which I was using to hide the mess during Christmas to make it look better, but now it's post-Christmas, it's a post-Christmas world, and I need to get rid of some of this stuff and just sort through it. So I thought I would film it and share it with you. It may be incredibly boring, I don't know. Anyway, I couldn't actually get my tripod to come undone, and so I couldn't put the camera on the tripod, so instead I've got it balanced in a series of precarious positions, which is why you get some interesting camera angles at certain points, but I hope that just makes it all the more exciting and interesting for you as you watch me go through my craft stuff. So here's a dress that I need to fix, but it's just been in a pile for months and years not getting fixed. That's the manual for my sewing machine, so I need to keep that. The sewing machine is actually older than I am, so that's why the manual looked so 70s, I guess, or 80s maybe. So I've just taken the first shelf out, and I've just found a good stash of chocolate Christmas coins and some scraps of fabric. Oh, these are some iron-on pictures that you can iron onto fabric. My sister bought me this years ago. I did one and managed to iron my t-shirt into the carpet because I was doing it on carpet and burn a hole in the carpet of the rented house I was living in at the time, and I didn't try it again. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those, but maybe I'll give them a try at a later date. This tray here is kind of non-sewing, non-fabricy things. So there's a lot of kind of paint, pencils, watercolor pencils. It was just kind of my catch-all for stuff that wasn't sewing related, and that's kind of what I ended up keeping it as, but I just went through and got rid of some of the junk and gave it a bit of a sort out. There's some stuff in here that's really usable. Like I found a box of, or a set of watercolor pencils that were still in their plastic wrapper, and I think I got given them ages ago, and have just never used them and probably never will, so I can give those away and someone else can actually get some use out of them. And then I found various other things like some half-used drawing pencils and that scrap of paper and these half-used paints, and this is Inco dye, which is quite cool, and it's a dye rather than a paint, and it reacts to sunlight. So you paint it on and then you put it out in the sun, and then it changes colour when it reacts to the sun. So you can put like things on top to cover up the dye, and then those sections won't actually react. And in that way you can then create a design. So I have tried it, but the UK is not generally that sunny. So that's kind of the problems that I've had with it. I should have tried it this summer really, shouldn't I, when it was ridiculously hot, but I did not because it was underneath a pile of crap. So this is a drawer that I tidied out, and it's a pile of old t-shirts and then some fabric and some other clothes, and this is another drawer which was a bit more of a mess. So it had a combination of modelling clay, some clothes, some big pieces of fabric, and then some papers, some Christmassy things again, which for some reason had got shoved in here, origami paper, and some magazines that I hadn't read. They were all just mixed in with all the fabric. I'm not entirely sure why, but clearly I just shove things anywhere when I can't be bothered to find a place to put them. So I just went through and sorted out some of the clothes that I wanted to keep, some that I wanted to get rid of. They were all put in here, I think, because they were slightly in need of repair, or I was planning just to cut them up and use the fabric. So I was kind of giving them all a look over to decide, this is a bit seasick, isn't it? I was just looking through all the fabric pieces to see what I wanted to keep, what I could get rid of, the clothes that just needed to be binned or could be given away. I have a lot of like scraps of, well, not scraps, but like fat quarters, so like small pieces of fabric. So I was just collecting those all together, and then keeping the big pieces of fabric separate, because obviously you would do a different sewing project with them. There's lots of little bits that I've bought when I was making clothes and dresses for my niece, and then I ended up with bits left over. So when she was very little, I could make a dress for her with like 2 fat quarters of fabric, but you'd always have a little bit left over. And now she's too big for that, really. She needs like proper big girl clothes. So this was another drawer that was just like a big old mess. There was a lot of like wool and knitting related stuff. That's kind of the end of the sort out. So this is the kind of stuff I got left over that I wanted to keep but needed to find a home for, and then this is the stack of stuff that I was able to get rid of. So it was a good sort out. It's looking a lot tidy now. I wish I'd taken before and after pictures so you could see a more direct comparison, but I didn't really think it through. Anyway, I hope you liked the video, if it was at all interesting. If it was, please give me a like and a comment, and if you want to see more craft related videos and other things like books and photography, please subscribe to the channel.